Hi friends, this is your pal Scott Garibay, and today I want to talk about Dungeons & Dragons and Critical Role, and I want to set some grounds for some new language that I will be using, and I want to be able to refer back to this in case people are like, wait, your language isn't correct there. I believe it is correct. Actually, I believe we're entering into a discussion, and I'm going to start to have this discussion by using the language. So I want to talk about Brennan Lee Mulligan's Critical Role. I think that Matthew Mercer is handing Critical Role over to Brennan Lee Mulligan. That he's giving him Critical Role, not the legal ownership, but the cultural ownership, the momentum ownership, really the cultural ownership. So one, I want to be super clear. Every day until Campaign 4 started, Critical Role was Matthew Mercer's Critical Role and no one else's, right? So I believe strongly that, with one exception, and I'm not going to mention that exception because I've already gone into that, you could have replaced every single, who are the Critical Role co-founders? Matthew Mercer, he is the pinnacle founding member, peak, right? Matthew Mercer was peak Critical Role. Marisha Ray, Travis Willingham, Laura Bailey, Ashley Johnson, Sam Riegel, Taliesin Jaffe, Liam O'Brien, all 7 of those people I just mentioned, you could replace every single one of them and absolutely nothing would have changed on the momentum of Critical Role. I believe with Matthew Mercer, Critical Role works. You could replace every other part. You could get rid of 3 of them. They still would have had the same success. Honestly, I think if you had gotten rid of Taliesin Jaffe, if you'd gotten rid of Travis Willingham, and you have gotten rid of Liam O'Brien, Critical Role would have been bigger and better. Without a doubt. Would have been just a bigger, more successful. And the reason why is I really think 8 is not the right, you would have had 5 players and a dungeon master. It would have looked like an actual Dungeons and Dragons game, right? And then all the rest of them, you could have replaced them with anybody. You could have run into any FLGS on any Wednesday night, picked somebody up from Dungeons and Dragons Adventures League and replaced them. And because the energy, Matthew Mercer is the Michael Jordan, right? You just need somebody to pass him the ball, right? And that's all the rest of Critical Role ever was, right? I do think there was one exception to that. It's a bigger, broader discussion. Okay. With that said, Matthew Mercer has not quit Critical Role literally, but he has quit it figuratively. Giving the Dungeon Master seat to Brennan Lee Mulligan is a surrender. And so you will hear me saying going forward, Brennan Lee Mulligan's Critical Role. And you're like, wait. Matthew Mercer's still there. Is he? Does he matter? I don't think so. Now he's replaceable. This is my entire point, right? Brennan Lee Mulligan at this point is not replaceable. Campaign 4 is working. Ahriman is working. There are a ton of people talking about it. It's got a lot of momentum. I think Mighty 9 is, so Amazon Prime Mighty 9 is smashing Amazon Prime Vox Machina, right? Really doing it in, right? And so I actually think Ahriman may be, I actually think we may reach a point where we get Bell's Hells. You're like, well, wait, Scott, could they do Bell's Hells as an Amazon Prime show? They could. They already built the structure. Bell's Hells was absolute garbage, right? The story that they told. But that's okay. You don't have to stick to that story. Mighty 9 has already done what I call a transformed story. It's not, the Mighty 9 that you're watching is not what they play, right? It's got the shape and the scent, but it's not. They literally changed the story because they had to, right? Because the players are so bad and so replaceable, the only thing of value was what Matthew Mercer was throwing down, right? The rest of it could have easily been replaced. and has literally been replaced in Prime Video, right? Like they're like, oh yeah, that's a garbage story because you guys suck and none of you read the PHP, right? Or know how to tell a story. But that's okay. We'll fix it in post. And I think they may fix Bell's Hells in post. And Aramon could be huge. Aramon could be like the first live action. And this is my point. By stepping aside, I think Critical Role is no longer Matthew Mercer's Critical Role. I think it's becoming Brennan Lee Mulligan's Critical Role. So when you hear me use that language in places you're like, wait, is that, was he involved in that? I think he was. I think he was even involved even before Matthew Mercer stepped down, because I think Matthew Mercer knew he was going to step down for like 3 years, right? I think, and why, and you know what? I want to stay super focused on this video. I'm not going to talk about why Matthew Mercer stepped down. I think that's a fascinating subject. But when you hear me use the term Brennan Lee Mulligan, it's because I think Matthew Mercer's stepping down and not DMing season 4 was an absolutely critical, catastrophic mistake for Matthew Mercer. I don't think it's going to end badly for Critters. I don't think it's going to end badly for D&D. I don't even think it's bad for America. But it was a bad idea on the part of Matthew Mercer. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion. When you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider subscribing and have a fetch millennium.